John McKennedy, the pole sitter on the outside lane, sees the green flag alongside Jake Johnson in turn one.
Bottom of turn number one. Who's going to get the bite? We heard it said before. They come off the turn. John McKennedy is the man out in front, and the outside lane seems to be the quickest with less than 5/8 of a mile into the record books. Side-by-side competition. They head back into turn number one. Well, here is the challenge. It's been kind of, well, under the radar. But John McKennedy, super modified ace, one of the best in the business, former champion of the Whelen. Then a little different team, a little different combination. But right there behind him, a third-generation driver, that is Austin Beers, son of Eric Beers. And, of course, his dad competed as well.
Caution is out. We've got trouble in turn two, and it's the 44 car of Chase Dowling as he has gone around. Tough break for Chase because he had one of the fastest cars in practice earlier today, but he'll bring us under our first caution.
Things are looking good, anticipating to go back up to green. The green is out, and we are racing here again, and it is Austin Beers. Battle is going to be for that second spot as they come off the turn. A little bit of a stutter step there, but here comes Monsignor. He's now challenging the 60 of Matt Hirschman.
Tyler Berry did not get off turn two. He got a bit out of shape. Ron Silk got into the back of him. That allowed Monsignor to pick up a handful of spots.
It was a 19.105. So Silk is definitely coming. Now moves to the inside. This is a battle we've seen many times. They almost come together like the old two cymbals in an orchestra. Ron Silk is dialed in. He pulls up, takes over position ahead of the 51. Is this all part of the strategy? That puts him up to position number 3. Now all of a sudden he's starting to settle in. A car that is starting to show its, well, Achilles heel a bit is definitely the Beers machine. On that circuit down into turn number one, he went way up high. You're looking at the 64 in front of the Silk machine. Will he be able to hold on? Well, remember, strategy is different for the team and car 64 than the team in car number 16 and Ronnie Silk.
Yeah, Ron Silk is there. He'll look to the inside midway down the back straightaway and takes over the race lead, sweeping in front of Austin Beers as they come to 59 laps complete of the Icebreaker 150. We've got our third race leader. Trouble turn 4. It's Patrick Emmerling, who has gone around, brings out the second caution of the night. Emmerling was running solidly inside the top 10. So the gentleman that won the race in New Smyrna, your championship point leader right now, goes for a spin for our second caution.
That red number 1 almost collides with the 64 of Beers, but they both managed to get out of each other's way as this one team jacks up that race car, going to change both rear tires and get that one back out on the racetrack, but narrowly avoiding some contact on here with the 64 of Beers. Thankfully, both cars managing to avoid damage. Oh, and it looks like the one is going to have another issue here on pit road as the team holds him off, attending to this left rear tire, having some issues, it seems, with getting the tire secure. Losing some major ground here on the racetrack after this car just brought out the second caution of the day. This one is a sitting duck here as this team tries to get this figured out.
Well, Jesse, it seems like they dropped the jack on that car to send him go. We saw Patrick Emmerling waving his hands inside the race car. I wonder if they stripped the hub, Ben, where they can't get that lug nut tightened back up again.
We have 2 cautions so far, 75 halfway down, and we are back at green. Trouble now. We've got to spin down to the bottom of the racetrack. It looks like, yes, it is. Car number 81 is the car that ends up going around, and that, of course, is Mark Stewart.
And that was at New Smyrna. This is a brand new race car here. Watch the restart. Teddy Hodgson stepped on the gas, got sideways, and I think that just stacked everybody up on the inside lane. And Mark Stewart on the bottom, 3 or 4 cars behind.
On the last time.
He's in the white 55, a rookie in his first start in the Whelen Modified Tour. Green flag waves, and Ron Silk powers to the race lead as the rest of the field dances down the end of the front straightaway. Silk out in front, the battle now for second.
Well, that's been happening as they're side by side. Look a little further back. Meanwhile, you can see Eric Goodale to the outside of your screen coming off the turn. He is now challenging. Goodale has worked his way into content in the top 5.
Yeah, trying to salvage a tough day. Here's a battle for the runner-up spot. Outside lane, the advantage. Tyler Ripkema had been tracking down Justin Bonsignor. Finally, as the run goes deeper on, Ripkema is able to get by for second. The caution flag is out for the 4th time. This time, it was off turn 2. I think it was Craig Lutz who got into trouble.
We'll see as we come off turn number 4. The car stopped to the bottom of the racetrack behind one of the poles in that area. And it was the Lutz machine that was the car that brought out the caution.
And the 16 will just barely beat. Wow, a battle off of pit road. And they come together trying to get out back onto the racetrack. The 16 making his way through the grass. What a show down here on pit road, guys.
And we are racing trouble. They come together off the turn. The 07 literally snaking its way down into turn number 1.
Down into turns 1 and 2. Tyler Ripkema gets the old hip check, goes to the way outside. He'll go from 6th on back. Battle for second. Justin Bonsignor on new tires, challenging for the 2nd spot under Jake Johnson.
There's no question. Caution flag comes back out. We've got a melee up in turn number 4.
Take a look at what happened up here in turns 3 and 4. It's mid-pack. There you see the 82 of Woody Pitkat drives into the left door of Tyler Ripkema, stacks everybody up behind, and although several cars stopped, it was only Woody Pitkat at the end of the day who was involved in the incident. I would love to have fresh tires underneath my modified when we get back underway with 12 laps to go. Johnson on the accelerator. His car slips again. They'll stack up deeper in the pack as here comes Ron Silk pushing Patrick Emmerling to the race lead.
Patrick Emmerling out in front. Here comes Silk. He runs in the tire tracks. He'll look to the inside. Bold move. All of a sudden, Justin Bonsignor is trying to make some noise to the inside. Sideways again is Jake Johnson down into turn 1.
Johnson with those old tires can't keep the car underneath him, and it's holding Justin Bonsignor up. Here comes Austin Beers, though. He wants a piece of second, while Ron Silk wants the race lead in turn 3.
There's no question about it. Off the turn, Silk is back in command. Here comes Emmerling. He tries a crossover. Bonsignor, Chase Dowling side by side with a bid for position number 5.
Bonsignor took him 3 wide last time through turns 3 and 4, trying to move forward, but Dowling around the outside lane. He's resurged after a spin earlier in the race to put inside the top 5.
It's not over with yet. 10 laps to go. Silk is still the leader. Bonsignor right on the back bumper of the number 1 car of Patrick Emmerling. Here comes Bonsignor. He'll try to make the move. They come together.
Off turn number 2, Jake Johnson and Teddy Hodgson, as Johnson went airborne for a moment with a right front tire, the 6th caution of the day. Johnson up in the outside lane trying to cross over underneath the 25 of Swanson, and the car just came out from underneath him. That was a hard lick into the right front corner. Teddy Hodgson absolutely nowhere to go as the racetrack closed up in front of him, but Johnson, he had been fighting that loose condition, and he just went sideways in front of a pack of cars.
He comes out sideways. The 21 machine, Steven Kopsik, had no place to go. Right in front of him, and you're right, they hit it a ton.
Out in the late going of this one. 3 laps to go in the Icebreaker 150. The race leader, Ron Silk, to the outside. Patrick Emmerling down low as they come up off turn number 4 for the green flag with 3 to go.
Here we go. Outside lane looks the quickest, and it is Ron Silk to lead the parade off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Moving now to the inside. All of a sudden, here comes Austin Beers. Beers makes the move to the bottom. He'll challenge for second. Beers will move in, but Patrick Emmerling comes back to life.
Silk opens up a healthy advantage in the race lead. Less than 2 laps to go. The battle for second. Austin Beers to the inside. A bit loose off turn 2. Here comes Emmerling back to the outside.
Emmerling still trying to hold on. Beers is right there. This time, when they come off the turn and heads to the stripe, they're still evenly matched. 149 up on the board.
White flag is out, and Ron Silk with a healthy advantage as they battle for second behind him. It's Emmerling around the outside lane, but Silk in turn 3 headed for the checkered flag.
Off the turn, it is Ronnie Silk to take down the win. But the story for second is Patrick Emmerling to finish in the runner-up spot.